next person is Peachy, and the pronouns are she, they.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
Peachy.
Hi,
Hi, Peachy. Welcome.
Hi. Okay, I guess I'll just get started. Um, so I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years. I'm 21, she's 23. And recently, like a couple months ago, she confessed to me, I guess. I don't want to say like a confession, but she told me that she had like a crush on one of our mutual friends. And we've had like a couple talks about it. Um, and it's just I just don't really I don't really know like how to talk to her about it because she's the way she's explained it to me is that she's like capable of polyamory, but I'm like strictly monogamous and I don't think I would want to like be in that kind of relationship.
Mm.
So,
Oh, so wait, it's not even just like that she has a crush.
She wants to be in a relationship.
She also wants to like
Act on it.
pursue
Yeah.
that crush.
no. She doesn't want to pursue it. I think it's more like I feel like if we had like a really like long talk about it and I was like, "Okay, I'm down to try it." She'd be like, "Okay, let's try it together." But not with this specific person.
So she had that crush and was like, this is making me think of something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I want to now bring that to my partner, which is potentially I know I have the capacity to, be interested in multiple people romantically, and maybe that's something I want to pursue with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that's still a red flag.
I don't know.
I think the spark of this coming from like a crush on a mutual is a red flag. Yeah.
I mean, and
no.
we all still like hang out and stuff. Like I talk to this person and we hang out and everything. So
But they don't want to pursue that person, right? Or do
no,
they?
they've already explained to me like they don't have feelings for them anymore because when we first talked about it, I was very upfront with like I wasn't comfortable with that and I didn't want to be like so strict as to be like you can't talk to them anymore, but I did basically communicate that it made me uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And for a couple of weeks, it was we were just like not in like a very good place, I guess. I was just very sensitive about them talking and stuff. So it was just we were in a really weird place, but
How long ago did she come to you with this revelation?
been a couple months. Yeah, I would say it's been a couple months. And I mean, we've had discussions about it and it's been like pretty long talks about it. I just feel like they aren't very constructive and they don't really go anywhere.
I think I would agree with Hasan. I think it's a red flag, and I think that these sorts of things slowly manifest in the beginning as sort of like half truths, like I want this, but like I don't need this, and then slowly but surely, as time goes on, that oh, I don't need this, it's them sort of in a denial phase of what they actually need, and then it slowly spirals into a situation where they're like, I actually need this. So that's something I think you need to be keenly aware of, is that in order to protect your feelings, she will probably sort of retreat to, oh no, I don't need this. Actually, like this is something I would want, but like if you don't want it, I don't want it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an immediate sort of like pulling the parachute, like okay, never mind.
Right.
But it may be a denial of her own true feelings as well.
So I'll take a different stance, slightly different stance, which could be like I have been in a relationship with a polyamorous person, like around the time that they were discovering and exploring that for the first time. And it is a messy conversation. Like our relationship started monogamous, but we did talk very early on that that's something that they've been interested in pursuing. And they talked about their history with dating and how they've always felt like they could be, date multiple people at the same time. And it takes nothing away from like the love that they have for, any of the people involved. And then there's also like a lot of literature that comes with that. There's a lot of like self-discovery and reckoning. So there is a side of this that could just be the earnest coming into these feelings and, maybe they're becoming more powerful and I feel the need to say something to my partner that I care about. But to Austin's point, my relationship ended because I experimented with polyamory and realized that that is not for me. Like, my brain is wired a certain way, and that takes away not from the validity of my partner. I want them to be happy, but we cannot be happy together because it's asymmetric, like what we want.
Also, there's another factor here, but I mean, I can't speak on your experience, but was there a crush involved in the polyamory conversation with a mutual?
Wasn't. So that's why it gets complicated. So that's why I was curious if there was any like if she was planning to act on that crush.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
I think that's why I said what I said. I think having a crush, especially a mutual, makes this really messy. If it was just a crush, it would still be messy because then you're diving headfirst into like one of the most advanced levels of polyamory where you are in like a dual relationship, right? And you're all of a sudden like sharing your partner with another person potentially, especially when you have admitted that you're not very comfortable with that. But then also that crush being a mutual, it brings up a tremendous amount of baggage on top of that because then it's like your friend as well. So it's not even like expert level polyamory. It's like that will understandably create jealousy. I think it's good that you guys are conversing with one another. It's good that you guys are open with one another. But like the fact that you said that you were like uncomfortable is it might also play might also strain the relationship a little bit as well. Like you on your end and on their end too. They might have felt like polyamory is a good way to open up the conversation into something like that, but there might be more interest in the other party. I don't know.
My understanding was that there wasn't currently interest in the crush. I think it was just like a vehicle for having that conversation.
Yeah, when we talked about it the first time, like when it was first brought up, it was something that they initially didn't even want to tell me about because to them it was just like so fickle. But I was like, well, I really want us to have like an open conversation about, what you want to say. And so then we eventually spoke about it. And I think too, another thing is I've been in like relationships before, and I think besides one prior relationship and then me, like those are the only two relationships they've ever had, which compared to me that I've been with other people before, and I feel like I'm kind of sure-footed in how I stand on like monogamy and polyamory and stuff. So I think that's also like something.
Yeah, it sounds like she wants to explore, but she's afraid of losing you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a very normal thing, I think,
Yeah.
especially at a young age.
If it's something that you definitely are not into, if you're not into poly, you know for a fact that's something you don't want to do, I would probably let her go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she's going to always be curious if she doesn't try it.
Yeah.
And you should never be pressured to open up your relationship into a polyamorous one. There's no reason for that. It's just like you guys can still maintain a friendship, and it would be healthier for both of you to separate and go your own way, and maybe even explore one another later down the line when you both have different experiences in that situation.
It sounds like they need to figure it out one way or another, whether they want to be polyamorous or just explore other people. It's just a journey that they need to figure out. So maybe they need to be single for a while. I've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
So I've been on the wanting to explore side of a relationship.
Oh.
And I can tell you that it doesn't necessarily go away. It's something that you can kind of suppress from here or there, but it doesn't go away. Like it'll always be an itch, and the itch will get more intense.
Yeah, and it's not their fault either. Like you've already identified that they don't have that much experience, and that this is something that they might be interested in. So that's another assessment you need to make as well in your mind. It's like, do I let her, or can I be comfortable with her like going through her exploring phase?
Right.
And then ultimately she will come back and decide on her own that she wants monogamy. That's not a given. Is that even a gamble that you want to take?
Yeah, and I think we've been together. So we met when I was like 17. Like we met at my 17th birthday party. So and then we've been together and like talking from then to now. So I feel like, you know, they're my best friend. I don't know. I feel like I would definitely if they felt the need that they needed to explore, that would be something that I could eventually understand. Obviously, I'd be heartbroken, but I could eventually understand it. And I mean, like you said, maybe down the line, if we needed to, or if we wanted to get back together or anything like that, I don't know. It would just depend.
It's worth noting that you're very young, and you started this relationship very young, and sometimes things, like, I'm not saying that you have to like end things immediately, but sometimes things just aren't the right time, and you need to go through certain experiences. Like, it sounds like your partner may need, and you have to have this conversation with them, and you can also believe them when they say what they need. If they say that they want to remain in a monogamous relationship right now, and you can take them at your word and kind of go on with your lives. Or if they feel like they need to explore and that's not something that you can accommodate right now, then it's okay to break up. It's possible to remain friends. I've done it before. You know, people say it's not possible, but like you can, it's tough, but it's possible. And then, yeah, like maybe Ray was saying, like down the line you could, you know, or Hasan was saying, maybe down the line you can, you know, if you keep that door open, but don't expect
y'all
anything.
are both very young. Like that's the other part of this. I mean, you're very mature and you obviously have a lot of experience in this field, or at least you think you have a lot of experience in this field, but you have a whole lot more life to live at this point. So, I mean, the reality is that, you know, there's a lot that both of you should most likely experience. So that's, you know, I feel like it's not as devastating if that were to be the case, you know? Just don't do anything you're not comfortable with is my point.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, and
yeah.
oh,
go
well,
ahead.
I was gonna say they're never like pressuring towards me or anything. It's never like I want to do this, and you know, if you don't want to do it, then I'm gonna do it anyways. It's never like that. Like I said, we're always talking and we're always communicating, and it's more like that. Like they have expressed a wanting to, and I've expressed hesitance, and that's kind of just like where we're at right now.
I mean, it just, I think at a certain point, you got to be like, I don't want to do the poly thing if you don't want to do it. And in which case, like, that's a boundary that you're setting. And therefore, it's one that your partner has to think about. I think that's the right way to go about it, is to have them think about this boundary and whether or not they want to maintain this relationship. And think about it from the perspective of like, will they grow resentment towards you for what they perceive as like shackling them on their own personal journey?
Yeah, I get that. And I mean, I know that they're actually watching right now, so I'm sure we'll have a really good discussion afterwards about this. But
Well, I think something to consider, especially since they're watching now, is like something to consider is what they want now and in the future.
2 HasanAbi heads in one household is too much.
yeah, well, it's actually a pretty so the way that we like bonded in like the first couple of like weeks is we would actually like watch Hassan's like VODs and stream. So that's kind of like how we bonded, and like we would get like talking and doing discussions and stuff. So
Damn,
I
that's a
mean,
keeper. I take it back.
so
I can't pick favorites.
yeah.
These are all my children.
Best of
But
luck
yeah,
to you.
that's thank
Just
you.
keep
Thank you.
keep communicating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're young, you can make mistakes. You don't have to make any hard and fast decisions, but make sure that, you know, you just keep an open line of communication.
Do they watch gaming?
Yes. So when
Oh.
so
Oh, okay. Don't break up the
I-
relationship. Keep it going. You
There's
know, and
actually-
watch the gaming portions.
there's when The Last of Us 2 came out, you did like a playthrough of it, and we were watching it through, and then you got to like a certain point, and then the VOD is just like lost. Like we can't find it. We don't
Damn,
know where
lost
it is.
media.
Oh no.
Because you didn't finish.
No, I finished it.
Oh.
I did.
But thank you guys seriously so much. I mean, I didn't think this would happen. And when it did happen, I was immediately like, okay, I need to tell my girlfriend this is happening.
Also, you guys should watch on different TVs. Just like have it open.
What is wrong with
Maybe on a desktop
Right next to each
too.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, pop it up on mobile too.
Yeah.
mobile.
Just
There we
you
go.
know,
Exactly.
boost viewer count.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Thank you guys. Thank
Luck
you.
with everything.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye now. Ciao.
Bye.
I love the Frogan picks on this, like, because it's just like every woman in this community. To be fair, when it's women, it's like, you know, a story that is like kind and empathetic to their partners usually, and then when it's a man, it's like I fantasize about my girlfriend's best friends, and that's the only way I can nut.
It's like a movie's version of a bad boyfriend.
Frogan, do we have any gay men in here?
I don't think we do this time.
Yes.
And you call yourself a diverse community?
Wait, what do you mean? We have like everyone is queer women. Sorry that they're not gay men.
Well, maybe you should address.
Pretty much
that.
everyone's been like, you know.
Maybe you should address that, Hasan. Your homophobia is starting to catch up to you.
Yeah. It's
Queer
because
female
no,
community.
you know what it is? It's because my gays have no issues in their relationships. That's why gay men gay men are
have
either
issues,
not
They usually fuck their way out of them. But
yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. Gay men have one speed at the end of the day. It's
It's like we broke up, fuck. We get back together, fuck. You know. It is what it is.
yeah, Austin did lesbian erasure and biphobia and biphobic erasure.
No, I didn't. I just was requesting a specific.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, you wanted to bump up your
Next.
gays.
Next year, I'll make sure it's all gay men.
Thank you. Thank you.
It would be
I
the
got
most
you.
repetitive chat advice of all time. Yes, fuck your way out of it.